Oh guys, just checking out the inside of the Ioniq. Alright, obviously you got your window and mirror switches there. There's a door pocket there for drinks and whatnot. And this is the inside of the Ioniq. So it's not too bad. I quite like the stitching, the pattern they've done there. It's quite nice. Alright, let's have a look inside. Okay, now this is running at the moment. I know you can't hear much other than the air conditioning fan, but I'll turn that off. Nothing at all. Alright, so I'll start with the dash. You've got your range. This does about around 230 kilometers with a full charge, which is really nice. I was going to say to a tank then, but alright, then we've got your speedo there. You've got your battery information, whether it's charging the battery or it's not. And over here you've got your power, economy and charge mode, depending on how you're driving it. Okay, so we'll start down here. Obviously you got your lane departure warning, blind spot monitoring, traction control, your illumination button there. If you have a look there, you can see the illumination button there coming up. This is for your headlights. You can adjust your headlights. This is your charging options. You can open the charging door there. Alright, so we've got cruise control buttons here, or radar cruise control I should say, with this particular button here as well. You've got your audio and phone controls down here. This one does have auto headlights there as well. And these things look like paddles, but they're actually, depending on how much regeneration you want, you can adjust that from 1, 2 or 3. Alright, so we've got your power button to start the car down here. This is your touchscreen navigation here. Now it's very easy to use. You've got obviously all these buttons here, whether you want radio, media from your phone or whatnot. You also have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and obviously your satellite navigation as well. So you can hit that and you can see that we are there. You can put an address in, it's very easy to use. Alright, so we'll come down here. We've got your, well, just before we go to the air conditioning controls, there's a little EV button here. If you look at the screen, it actually comes up with, you know, your range, where your nearby stations are, so you can have a look, and so you know where they are, your energy information, and your range as well, which is really good. So yeah, and obviously you've got drive mode settings we'll get to in a second. But yeah, so alright, other than that, it's got this button here is a bit strange. I mean, if you're on your own and you don't want the air conditioning vents coming out of the passenger side, you can push that and actually they stop coming out of there and they keep coming out of onto the driver one, which is interesting, which is really cool. Air conditioning control is pretty easy to use. Your fan speed, your temperature gauge there, and you've got a couple of buttons down here as well. Alright, further down we have a USB auxiliary, and we have 2 of these 12 volt 180 watt ports as well. Okay, so we come down here, we've got pocket there, we've got drink bottle holder here, and this is very interesting, this one. It's a push button for your gear selector. So if you want to go into reverse, say, or foot in the brake, if you look at reverse, you can actually see it'll come up on the screen there, which is pretty cool. Put it into park or neutral if you wish, or drive, whichever. Alright, so, and this is like a bit of a, it's this that doesn't actually move, it's just more to put your hand on it. Not too bad. Now we've got drive mode, auto hold on hills, which is really a good thing to have. And, alright, so I just want to show you this drive mode button down here. I don't know if you can see that. Now have a look at the dash. So we've got it on, as you can see, the bottom right corner there, it says Eco. If I push this button, it goes out of Eco mode. Or if I push it again, it goes into sport mode, and sport mode is pretty unbelievable. It's like having, you got this tacho thing there, which is pretty cool. Yeah, which is awesome. And it does liven up the car quite a bit, which we'll have a look at a bit later. So yeah, so other than that, you've got your another big pocket down here, which is great. You've got obviously cup holders there on either side for bottles, things like that. Down there. All right, let's jump in the back and have a look in the back. All right, so it's quite comfortable in here. All right, so first we'll start with knee room. Knee room actually is not too bad. I've got a little bit of knee room here, which is good. Foot room, not too bad at all. As you can see as well, being a hatch, my headroom is not as good as what other cars may be. It is obviously being a hatch, but it's quite nice in here. Do you know what I mean? It's quite spacious in here, comfortable. 2 adults in here would be fine. I could sit here and on a trip to Newcastle or Sydney, which is great. Obviously, we've got in here 2 twin cup holders for the rear passengers. With the rear passengers do get ventilation or air conditioning control, or air conditioning vents, I should say, in the back here. Unfortunately, though, they do miss out on USBs or charging ports anywhere here, which is a shame. Which I would have liked, I think, for this car. Now, it does also have 60/40 split folding rear seats, as you can see, and that goes into the boot there. All right, so let's have a look what's in the boot, actually. All right, so this is the boot space here. Obviously, this is your charging cable for when you charge it up. Underneath there, you have some other bits and pieces there, which is nice. Now, as you can see, the boot room is probably a little bit smaller than others, obviously because of the batteries that sit underneath, which is only, I suppose, a fair call, because you know, if it's all electric, you're going to need to put the battery somewhere. All right, so what I want to also show you is this is the charging port here. So if you have a look here, just pull that out, and that's how you charge it. There's also another one underneath there as well, I think, for a charging station, but that's what you normally would use at home, which is really, really interesting. All right, guys, let's check out what's under the bonnet.